Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great day. Thanks for stopping by. Just want to shout out all the people who've been leaving comments and likes on the videos. Really appreciate that. Trying to improve the quality of the casting and the channel for y'all. So definitely open to suggestions if y'all have any. So keep them coming. I love seeing those. Thank you for that. We have another high-level replay here between two great players on our leaderboard. So let's get into it. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, playing as the red pieces, it's ZLO. And his opponent in the top right corner of the map, playing as the blue pieces, it's Randy. So definitely featured these guys on the channel before. Like to see their play. They're really high up there on the leaderboards and just great players all around. So we all have a lot to learn from these guys. So that's why we're here. I was actually spectating this game here a few days ago, so actually had quite a few. If y'all are ever on Bar, the server here, you can catch these high-level players, in custom games with each other. So you don't have to wait for me to release these games. You can jump on the server and look out for these guys that are, practicing together. These top-level players are pretty accessible to everyone in the community, so encourage you all to jump on the server, try out the game. If you don't know, the game's free to play. Just go to beyondallreason.info and you can download the game for free. We're having a lot of fun out here, so a lot of people have been enjoying those team games, those big 8v8 crazy team games. Can't say I enjoy them as much as these 1v1s. So we take a look at the original build order here. It looks like we have a bot versus bot lab open. So both players opting for the bots, and let's take the time to introduce this map here. This is Into Battle Redux. Pretty cool map. I actually really like this as a 1v1. It's a little smaller, which I tend to prefer, but some interesting geography, some good ways to rotate around the map on the left and right side, and this pretty narrow choke for vehicles, but bots can definitely get around onto these kind of crescent-shaped plateaus. So cool map. I want to shout out Flocka here. Me and him threw down after this. Definitely played a couple of games together. That was cool. GG's Flocka. Hope to do it again sometime. And Randy is moving out with his first expanding engineer, and we have a couple grunts out on the map so far. So both players just kind of want to check out where their opponent's at, see if they can catch some expanding engineers, see if they can get some free damage. And looks like both players are kind of mirroring each other's movements. They're just trying to cap these rear mexes here before expanding farther out into the map. So definitely good to see that. And it's interesting, we have a radar tower here built in the main base of Randy. This grunt gets away. Wow. Intercepted and gets away with 4% health. So nice little pick off there. Get some free grunt. Maybe he can run this back to the base and get healed up before ZLO tries to run it down. And this is interesting. We have another radar going up here. Provides a little bit better coverage here than the initial radar Randy put up, and we have a third one here on the left side. So definitely going ham on this sensor towers. And those of you who don't know are transportable. You can actually put these, I think, in the advanced transport, pick these up along with those turrets and put those in the map. So interesting mechanic. I don't really see people using that too often. And ZLO opted for a radar tower here in his main base as well. And so far, no LLTs. I really like to see those players just deciding to rely on their radar information and the grunts they have on the battlefield to prevent run-bys at this early part of the game. So does he end up reclaiming this? I want to think he reclaims this radar tower, but nope. Just has the 3 up so far. This is some great coverage by Randy. He sees these grunts moving on the left side and can easily intercept them. He can protect this engineer, protect this expansion, force ZLO to retreat. So grunt versus grunt battles coming up. Hope you all love seeing these high-level players, how they choose to move their grunts around the map. It's definitely interesting to see where they're attacking, how they're defending their expansions. Some great expanding here. We have left and right side engineers for ZLO just capping these mexes, and along for Randy, he already has this, high ground plateau mechs being capped. Looks like he's keeping this engineer here. He's going to finally build an LLT. He's going to prevent this run by. He wants to focus his grunts more on the center of the map here. So he's going to protect this flank, this run by position. Puts up an LLT. I'm curious to know if he actually sets up another one. Definitely slip by and run units past the extreme edge of that turret. And both players moving on to the other person's side of the map. And Randy catching an engineer out here. Takes it down, splits off a group of grunts, and pulls back. And ZLO looking for counter damage here. He's a pack of grunts. 9 grunts moving across the map. He's going to run past this guard tower. Run into the units of Randy here, but he wants to take out the mechs, take out the tower. This is not good standing in front. And Randy control D'd that tower, took out a couple mexes, and has some idle grunts on the other side of the map. That is not good. This is a completely exposed metal extractor. He could be taken down. He's trying to micro against these grunts on his side of the map. And ZLO, can he take out another mex? He does, so cleans up the southern expansion, northern expansion for Randy, and still continuing to run by. Meanwhile, this run by in the south, takes out the 2 expansions of ZLO. Another grunt over here takes out a second construction bot, so great damage here, and he's not done. He's moving across. He's going to try and get a few more mexes. If one grunt steps up to take the damage, takes out 2. But they're still moving forward. It's going to be hard to catch up to those grunts that can move and shoot at the same time. And here on Randy's side of the map, we have run-bys on both sides. Somehow this grunt snuck through. Hero over here, just so much value. And looks like this grunt on the right side was actually cleaned up. And still on ZLO's side of the map, loses another mex here. And he's not done losing mex, so, he's splitting up these grunts. Less than 10% HP grunt is just continuing to take out mexes. This is devastating damage. I mean, just swept in here, swept through here, took out all these mexes, 2 engineers. This is just great damage by Randy. 6 minutes into the game, both players sitting at less than 15 mass income per tick. So, like to see how they adjust to these early game losses. Is this construction bot going to go down? No, he's going to reclaim it. Oh my gosh, look at the micro. Oh, just takes it out. Wow. What a catch there with a less than 10 HP grunt. And looks like we might be gearing up for a battle here on the top left-hand corner of the map. Randy's trying to, run down these grunts that tried cleaning up his run by, and takes out 3 grunts for basically free. 50% damage on one of those grunts, and ZLO has to group up his own grunts to prevent this run by from coming in. And another run by from Randy here on the south side of the map, and all these grunts chasing him down. It looks like we have some grave robbers on the battlefield, so ZLO's going to be looking to res these bots that have been going down on his side of the map. And Randy pulls back from this run by on the left, but not before getting on the plateau, and takes out another construction bot and a mex. So this is some great unit movement, just getting damage done with so few units. Let's check out this expansion on the right side for Randy. He puts up another radar tower. He's going to defend it with a light laser tower before capping this, far mex on the right side. And is getting more and more grunts onto the battlefield. So ZLO's commander sitting in the middle, putting up an LLT. He wants to choke off this run by here. And not before Randy shows up. Can he deny this turret? No. Grunts running into this turret, takes out 2 for free. Backs up. So some great damage. Both players still in one factory, it seems, moving up to about 15 to 20 income per tick, respectively, and ZLO starting his first construction turret, so definitely wants to get that build power on the map. Let's take a look at Randy's main base. We have 1 construction turret already done, 4 engineers in the main, adding on energy storage, adding on extra wind turbines, so he wants to get that power situation, taken care of, stabilized. For those of you who don't know, if you're relying on those wind turbines for your power generation, it is smart to get this energy storage at a certain point in case the wind speed starts dropping below where your economy is balanced at. You can definitely, kind of support a stall real quick. And this is a nice little reclaim field, and Randy already has these grave robbers moving into position to try and res those units. So great job being on top of those. And ZLO's going to reclaim or rebuild this mass extractor. These things are so useful. Can definitely minimize the amount of damage that you take from these run bys at the cost of just energy, you can reclaim those. And we have a run by here on the right side. Takes out a mech, takes out a radar. Randy's still moving forward. We don't have an LLT up here just yet. Can ZLO get his grunts in position here? Takes out another mech. You need to move these units with the units of Randy here. He's just gonna run by and keep shooting. Takes out another mech. Definitely could have been dealt with. And we have a run by here. Or sorry, units at the top protecting those grave robbers, and another run by here at the top side. So much action on this side of the map. So this commander's going to stop this run by in the middle, and we have a few grunts here on the middle side of ZLO's base, just taking out mexes, taking out engineers. Looks like finally we have some rocket bots on the map, so ZLO's anticipating running into some static defense, and looks like he wants to push Randy off this reclaim field at the north. So many rezzed units. Looks like we have 7. I mean, that's all these are rezzed grunts and this engineer, so meant to say that these are way faster than engineers, so if you lose one, you can definitely reclaim some of your economy and res your own construction bots instead of building one from your factory and walking them all the way into position. So just worth their weight in gold. It's probably the best Tech 1 unit in the game. And looks like Randy salvaged his bot factory and has moved into vehicle production. So he's been producing these brute heavy tanks. He wants to move into this vehicle stage of the Tech 1 phase of the game. And he's having a tough time taking out that grunt as low. He did not want to go down there, just microing it back and forth furiously. And Randy's getting control of this top left side of the map, and I don't really see ZLO in position. He's yet to cap these mexes. Looks like he's focusing on defending this plateau here. He's going to put up 3 light laser towers and try and cap these mexes on the plateau. So ZLO has control of the plateaus for now, and foregoing control of this low-ground expansion, he does not want to let this get up here. He's 2 guard towers and 24 grunts standing guard against 28 of ZLO. So looks like there's going to be a battle there at some point, and ZLO might not be waiting for these. Here we go. Grunt versus grunt. ZLO stepping forward in a straight line. This is great positioning by both players, and engagement starts. ZLO takes pretty limited damage, and both players, step back from fully committing from a battle here. And so we have 7 tanks moving through the center here. Just wants to pressure the commander as low. These 3 turrets cannot keep up with these tanks, and D-gun goes off, takes out 3 tanks. Can he get another one off? Takes out 2 more. So several tanks go down there for really no cost, and Randy's bringing up his commander. He wants to push low out of this choke point. Still no battle here for the top side. Both players posturing. Perhaps ZLO is waiting for these rocket bots, and Randy steps forward a little bit. Doesn't have as good of a line here as ZLO, and but then again, not all of ZLO's grunts are shooting either. And finally, ZLO starts to micro this little battle here and cleans up a lot of the grunts. Wow, huge reclaim field now, just south of Randy's expansion. And ZLO is starting to produce these rocket bots and Thug light plasma turrets. Wants to repair this one here on the hill with his commander. Excuse me. And still not taking this low ground expansion. It looks like he has an engineer finally showing up to try and take that. And ZLO needs to get some res bots here up at the this reclaim field he's secured, and it has these Rocketeers, aggravator bots taking out these LLTs. So takes out a grunt, takes out a turret. He needs to protect these though. He can't take free damage from these grunts here. And taking out in the middle, we have big group of thugs and aggravators stepping forward. It's going to put pressure on Randy's own little forward expansion. These little turrets here can't contend with the aggravators. He needs to get that out of range though. Get his other units out of range. He can't take free damage from those. And looks like a couple grunts moving up here at the top left hand corner of the map. Sorry, brutes. These medium tanks going to try and control this field. Grave robbers of ZLO are in position. He's just reclaiming. He doesn't want to waste time trying to res these units. He just wants to get the reclaim and get out of there. Realizing the position he's in, he can't stand there and defend against 5 brutes. So great decision making there. Just picks up the mavs. He's going to be using that to produce out of his factory here. And take a look at the main base of both players. Relatively even mass income and energy income. But taking a look at the map, I think ZLO might be in a slightly better position. He has both plateaus, both high ground, so he can choose to, step off of those and attack these positions at will. Meanwhile, he's controlling the center of the board, so definitely where he wants to be. And looks like just the classic construction bot versus construction bot battles here. One's reclaiming, while the other one is constructing this. This is kind of hilarious. Can he get one up in time? I'm not sure. Looks like he's gonna get this built in time, and this turret's gonna take out that construction bot. Meanwhile, the top left-hand side of the map, more tanks showing up from Randy. He wants to protect this expansion here. This is 3 mexes. This is big increase in his economy here, and ZLO's lining up Throgs and Aggravators to try and take this out. Looks like ZLO also posturing for an attack in the middle. Randy thought about returning there with his own tanks, but so close to his factory, he doesn't need to rotate those, and he's going to push forward into these thugs. Let's see how good these medium assault tanks are against these bots here. Just step forward, wants to take a little engagement, wants to draw his opponent into these turrets here. If he can take a fight under these turrets with the tanks, might have an advantage against these slow firing thugs. And yeah, that's exactly what he got. 4 laser towers now. Moving into to get that flanking damage, so that's great to see. Can he take out all these thugs? And meanwhile, we have an engagement in the middle of the map. Randy's sending some reinforcing tanks up to the top left-hand corner, but ZLO decided to step forward at that moment and has so many thugs moving onto Randy's side of the map. Randy able to defend the top left-hand corner. Looks like we have a couple of these scouts here in the bottom right. So try to sneak in there and take out that engineer of Randy, or of ZLO, before he's able to establish that expansion. And still this battle going on at the top left side. And Randy, realizing the position he's in, calls GG. So that was a pretty solid game from ZLO, just slow and steady. Slowly built up that map control. Slowly established these plateaus. I really think the deciding factor in that game might have been this battle up here, right? Randy is not able to secure that, so wasted so many resources trying to reinforce that, sending tanks up there instead of contesting these high grounds. I mean, instead of trying to establish this base here, Randy could have been trying to push ZLO off of his own high ground and put some artillery up here and stop this kind of turret crawl onto his own side of the map. So really think focusing on these plateaus might have been the better move, but definitely don't want to criticize these guys too much. They're way better. Anyways, if you enjoyed this content, if you like this replay, please consider liking, subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.